The Chase, Bradley is quite the entertainer. I absolutely love him to pieces.
Pointless.
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 Okay, The Chase.
I think the whole format works brilliantly. I love playing along with it at home.
Chase.
I hate the cowards who don't take more money.
Pointless, you know.
Pointless.
Definitely pointless.
I've been on it. I got a pointless trophy, got to the final and was 3 points away from winning £7,000.
Pointless is just like a much better game, I think.
Pointless, I just can't really quite be bothered with. I think it's all a little bit twee, and I'm not convinced by Richard Osman's little wry over the glasses gear.
Like, having to think on your feet of like the most obscure answers like needs a lot of knowledge. So safe to say that whenever there's like a football one, like I'm into it, or a music one. Like there was even a Justin Timberlake one not too long ago, and I absolutely smashed it.
I don't know either. Never watched them.
It's got to be You'll Never Walk Alone.
Chris Coleman is taking us to Paris.
I love na Nicky Butt just because if there's any player who shouldn't have that, it's Nicky Butt, and I like it when things are a little bit weird like that.
Scouser Tommy.
Live a Bird Upon My Chest, that one.
Favourite tennis song? You know what? Simple, just Liverpool sound.
I've always enjoyed going on the piss with Georgie Best. I think that one's a laugh.
Kaiser Tommy.
It used to be my favourite one used to be Follow from Mikel Arteta.
Kaiser Tommy.
I thought the Torres song was unreal. He was my favourite player. I also have a little soft spot for Sunshine on Leith as well.
People will probably go for other answers and maybe think mine's a bit obvious, but it's an absolute classic. I love it, and I think when it's done right on the cop, it's still a spine tingler.
But ultimately, I am a carols man, and I do love what we do, especially when we're European champions with Come All Ye Faithful, joyful and triumphant, come ye to Anfield, come and adore them, they're the kings of Europe. That's my favourite.
Well, yeah, okay. One I watched a while ago, Wormwood, it's called. It's a docu-drama type thing about the CIA and shit. It's good.
Unorthodox.
I don't know about Hidden Gems, but I'd go Ozark.
I'm watching Ozark because I've always watched Ozark, and season 3's just come out, and I'm enjoying it. It's good. Loads of people seem to not like it for some reason. I'm not too sure why. I've really liked it all the way through, and I'm enjoying the new episodes. I know that's not hidden gem as such, but it is quality.
It's not Netflix, it's Amazon, but I do love The Marvellous Mrs. Maisel. I think it's great. I think it's been great all the way through. I'm deliberately not watching the latest series because I've got it like as a break glass move for when I'm struggling.
Tiger King's too obvious, isn't it? Also, I don't think it's actually that good. Love is Blind is brilliant. It's really, really good. It's dead cringe, and it's like Love Island if there weren't any rules.
There's the Unabomber sort of docu-drama that I thought was really good. Rob Gutmann tells me there's a Unabomber thing, which is in his own words, which is a really good documentary as well.
Good Place.
I've only just got onto Netflix. The only one I watch is really is The Good Place. I'm probably at that.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like funny and easy watching. It's not too like intense. Sometimes when you binge watching something that's a bit intense, it's like, and you're like isolated, it's a bit like, whoa. So like Brooklyn Nine-Nine's like, just, I don't know, just like good vibes. I always finish watching it like in a good mood, so.
I mostly spend my time on Netflix, flicking through Netflix and adding things to my list and not actually watching anything, and then eventually just watching The Big Short for the 43rd time.
Favourite current song? Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh, God, that's tough.
I'm trying to think of any current songs.
What have I got on my Spotify?
I'm not into the music. Favourite current song?
Mate, I haven't got a current one for you. It's going to have to be something mad. Like, I'd go back to like an Oasis or a Blur. Mate, to be fair, I'll probably go back even further and say like a Bowie song or something like that. Modern Love. So not current at all.
football. Do you know what? Yeah, it's not a new one, but I've got into it recently. It's called Mr. Soul by Buffalo Springfield.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. What have I been listening to recently that I've got bang into?
Current song. Bombay Bicycle Club. What's it called? Eat Sleep.
I don't know. Oh, I feel like I haven't listened to music the entire time I've been in quarantine.
Listen to
Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real, because I'm like going for runs down the river every day. So I'm listening to quite like upbeat, like happy vibe songs to try and keep me positivity going.
Dance Monkey, that one. James was always listening to that.
Currently, in terms of stuff that's come out recently, I'm listening to, weirdly, there's this Love Regenerator thing that Calvin Harris is doing. He's on his third EP of it, and I've been listening to that a lot, and it absolutely goes off. I'm really enjoying that.
Oh my God, I see the way you shine. That one.
I've got into the Ghosteen album by Nick Cave, which I wasn't into when it first came out last year. I sort of like me Nick Cave to be filthy. To be quite honest, I like him about sex and religion and death. This is just a little bit too death heavy, Ghosteen, but I've really come round to it in the last few weeks. And I've weirdly been listening to a lot of Bjork, which I wouldn't have seen coming, but maybe she screams out to the quarantined.
The Other Side by Louis Berry.
Louis Berry's been putting some good stuff out, and he's also sort of writing songs as he goes and then putting little videos out of himself, sort of like in isolation, playing songs with an acoustic. So that's been cool. I've enjoyed watching that.
So my favourite song that's out now, if I'm allowed to cheat, I would like to go with Dua Lipa's new album, which is absolutely unbelievable.
Today I listened to a lot of Blink-182, specifically I Miss You, at My Old Life.
Good question.
Within about a week of becoming a Red, and I became a Red when as a 10-year-old who'd had no interest in any sports or anything. 1977, sometime in 1977, and I just went from 0 to 100 within about a week.
Probably sort of round about 7, 8 years old. I really got into it all then. I've said before and other stuff that my mum and dad weren't into football, so I sort of got into it all through mates in the street, mates at school, that kind of stuff. But it was around that age that I really sort of started watching matches on the telly, buying all the footy magazines. My life became about football, if you like. I played it all the time, played computer games about it all the time, read about it, consumed everything I could about football from that age onwards, really.
I used to go to Goodison 1 week and Anfield the next with my dad, and then 1 week I just said to my dad, I don't like Everton, I just want to be a Liverpoolian now. And that was when I was about 5 or 6.
I think that's probably the first game or 86 Cup final. There's pictures of me and I can't tell, your memories are really weird. You can't tell like whether or not I honestly remember watching the 85-86 Cup final in my red kit in where we used to live in Eden Drive South. I can't work out whether or not that's a legitimate memory or whether or not, because I've seen lots of videos and lived in Eden Drive South and I've seen the pictures of myself in my red kit, if that's the case or not.
I think I realised I was a Red for life. 1988 FA Cup final, Liverpool lost, experienced heartbreak for the first time. Once you've got that, then you're in.
What I can remember is poring over the programme that our Robert brought back from the final of the 85-86 season. That is a legitimate memory. It's one that I cannot be faking. So I think it is the summer of 86. I got to my first game in April. Liverpool won the league, but then more than that, I don't think the winning the league thing stuck, but I do think watching them beat Everton in the FA Cup final in 1986 stuck, and that was me done.
About 1986, when I started going to match.
I realised I was a Blue for life when basically my dad sat me down and said, like, if I didn't support Everton, I wasn't allowed to live in his house. And this was like probably the age of 4 or 5.
I realised I was a Red for life probably after sort of the first 6 years of supporting them from the age of 4 to 10 and not not winning anything, but just still loving everything about the club, the players, the kits, the goals, everything that you love as a kid?
This sounds really obvious, but Istanbul, because my brother supported Liverpool my entire life, and it was always like my team, but without it being something I was that aware of. And then he went to Istanbul with our granddad, and I remember watching it on the telly and knowing he was there and seeing that was just like, this is it forever.
And he also said to me, he was like, listen, Kelly, like, I don't care what like lad you want to bring home. I don't care like what race, creed, like where they're from, but just do not bring home a Liverpool fan.
When I watched Liverpool properly for the first time in 04-05, and I got to see the road to Istanbul, so all the games leading up to it, Olympiacos, Juventus, Chelsea, and then the final, it was near on impossible not to basically fall in love with them there and then.
Train all day, always. The thing I like about trains is that I feel as though I've got a genuine sense of, one, where they're going, and two, what time they're going to come, even if they're late.
I quite enjoy my bus journeys. I quite enjoy the time of just like not having to, just having some time to think. I try not to listen to something, I try not to read in the bus, I just have time to think on the way there and the way back. It gets me in like a good mindset for the day.
Absolutely, train.
I think all bus systems are absolutely crackers, and I think also being a sort of North Liverpool / Sefton thing, the Northern Line just makes a lot more sense for you if you're up this end, whereas I do understand myself, Liverpool's a bit more bus heavy.
Yeah, I'd rather get the train, but there's no train station around where I live, so it's bus for me if I have to use public transport.
My favourite non-Liverpool goal, it's weird because if I had more time to think, I'd probably think of a better one, but the one that comes into my head automatically, which I'm just really fond of, was Van Persie's header against Spain in 2014.
I think I've always had a soft spot for the Bergkamp goal against Newcastle, where he knocks it around the other side, turns and finishes. It's a goal I've always loved. It's a bit of an obvious sort of romantic choice, but I love that one. But one that I love for completely different reasons, and which for me is the essence of football, is the Troy Deeney one, when Leicester missed the penalty in the playoff second leg.
Diego Maradona against England, 1986.
Maradona against England, not the handball one, the other one.
Leicester missed the penalty, and in the same move from the penalty being saved, the ball breaks. It's the last minute, Watford go up the other end, and it ends up being a Troy Deeney volley. Whenever that comes up on my timeline, when I'm scrolling through Twitter, if someone posts it, I have to watch the whole thing.
Zidane in the Champions League final in 98, I think it is, or 2000.
My favourite non-Liverpool goal is when Wayne Rooney scored against Arsenal.
Maxi Rodriguez for Argentina against Mexico in the World Cup. I think it was 2006.
Hal Robson-Kanu in the Euros, that year that we almost won it, where he does the little Cruyff turn and then goes and scores a really great goal. That one.
Dennis Bergkamp, last minute, extra time, the World Cup.
This might be cheating a bit. John Barnes in the Maracanã for England.
Messi.
Maradona.
Lionel Messi.
Sadio Mane.
Lionel Messi.
Maradona.
Messi.
Maradona.
Messi.
The greatest footballer of all time is Divock Origi.